Well, I'm back now. I'm going to talk about the 2-year-olds and what they've been doing, what they haven't been doing, what I need them to do, and what that would look like in the future. Realistically, how they did yesterday and what I would like to see them do next time we drone. First up is Almost There Boss. I think I was pretty clear yesterday after I got off the jog cart with him exactly what I thought needed to happen. Step one, castration immediately. Step two, continue to work on his front feet. I think they're stinging him a little bit. Not a big deal. Happens all the time. No free lunch race with flip-flops on all last year. Another Sunshine Beach, by the way. So I think let his hobbles out. Those flip-flops were only on him for 24 hours when he went and trained yesterday. I believe there's a full suede shoe on him behind. Let's switch that to a half-round-half suede shoe. Let his hobbles out and let him pace. But I think that castration will fix a lot of the voices he hears in his head. I know when I went to go with him yesterday, there was times when he was like down the lane, pacing perfectly. Other times when he'd grab a hold of him at the quarter pole and he wanted to run away with me. Just unacceptable behavior for a horse in almost April of their 2-year-old year. So Almost There, Boss. I think we had a clear path with him. He was good. As far as time and talent and speed go, he's fine, top of the class. But he needs to put it all together in a much more finely tuned way. So Almost There, Boss. We have a path for him. Amor Diener was great again. I continue to see him improve and improve and improve. Really, really impressed with this colt and the way he's been doing his work. Arches Rainbow, going through a growth spurt, I suspect, with this filly. She made a break in the first turn. Johnny told me she tried her last half in 106 afterwards. A really, really good last half. But still, you got to get those error-free miles into these horses. So Arches Rainbow, I want to keep a close eye on her over the next little while. Better Be Sawyer. That was the Better Be Sawyer we saw in December and January. February is a little lackluster for her. Start of March, got the corks off. She looked okay. It looked really, really good yesterday. Blue Bayou Dio. Made a little error. I told James when he was about to turn her and go, I said, geez, those hobbles look a little long. And he said, no, they'll be all right. They weren't. So I'll go with her on Wednesday. I don't think there's much needed other than have her hung up in such a manner that we help her trot. And as she gets confidence and gains confidence, we can start letting those hobbles out incrementally. Not it certainly wasn't James's fault. When you go on the track, they look, and his jog cart's not the same as mine. I know where those hobbles go in my jog cart, but his jog cart's different. So they didn't look bad. If I looked at them, they look all right. But knowing this filly, they need to be a little bit tighter. Bomb Hugger was great yesterday, continues to be. I said to him, nobody wants any piece of this filly. I still don't think anybody wants any piece of her now, but an error-free, focused, smart mile from Will to Win Hanover, and man, that would be a clash of the titans. I still think Bomb Hugger at this point, as we're heading into April of the 2-year-old season, is a much more rounded, polished animal right now. But Will to Win Hanover's got that crazy freak speed about her. So when it all shakes down into June, who knows? Bomb Hugger's still an incredibly nice filly. Century Invictus did his work yesterday. I said to Brody after, I said, no, we're not going to move Invictus for a while. I don't want him chasing horses he can't catch down the lane. I want him advancing. So bury him up for a little bit longer, a la James. Needs a little more James, a little less Brody yesterday. But Brody did a good job with him, though. Got along really well with the horse. Confederate Cruiser. Now, that's the Confederate Cruiser we've been waiting to see. Look much better, didn't he? Keep telling everybody, and I appreciate your patience on this. Just let the horse become a horse. We're working on the issues we know he has, and we'll continue to put him in gear. Jimmy did a great job with him yesterday, and he looked very, very good. Duke Dio, we did have Duke Dio x-rayed, did have a slight shadow, little line in his knee, so this would be exactly what I thought it was. Nothing serious and significant yet. We could continue jogging him. Probably wouldn't be a problem, but we're going to implement the same plan we did with Twin Bee Habanero. Shut him down, 3 weeks in the stall, 3 weeks in the pool. Next was LSL, continues to get better. I told you guys maybe 3 weeks ago, virtually the same day that 1-2 skip a few tied up. LSL got cast in his stall. A little knot, so a little stiffness in his muscle on his left hind. And Deb, his caretaker, has been doing a great job with him, getting back to 100% now and looked good again yesterday. Eyes at 10 just looks like a freak. We're going to take her up to the vet on Tuesday. She does carry her ass over a little bit to the right shaft. She does grab that left line once in a while, but man, she can fly. Amy went by us and really had her in park the whole way down the lane. She looked really, really good. Garden State Deal looked good. You see when that trainer from another stable went blowing by her, she just completely came unglued. She got looking around and dancing and prancing. She needs to pay attention. 2 horses doing the same stuff in the barn, Voyage of Ice and Fire, Garden State Deal. Both of them need to jog with an open bridle on. That will be a James or an Anthony job for the next 2 weeks, but I suspect that will help them a lot understand what's going on and not be so shocked and surprised and befuddled when horses are around them all the time. Grace continues to look good. She continues to grow, and I had her hobbles on a little tight yesterday, but I said to Amy, I didn't want her to make a break. I wanted her to pay attention. She did that. We can let her hobbles out. Grace, 0 expectations with Grace. Just really, really impressed with that filly. Granite Hill, knuckled over. You saw him knuckle over. He's going to be 3rd. You saw him knuckle over, and he lost himself and made a break yesterday, but he's improving. I'm going to make one more little shoeing adjustment this week with him, and then we'll see how he is in the coming weeks, but still very impressed with the progression. I know it may not be what you guys want to see just yet. You want to see him progress more and attack and be a better horse. I'm happy with what I've seen because I know it's going to take time. Into April, into May, you're going to see gradual progression with this horse, and where he ends up on race time at qualifying days, we'll see. But I'm happy with what I've seen from Granite Hill. Harlan L looked awesome yesterday, probably his best training mile ever. I thought he did a great job, finished up strong, and then after, when I cut him loose, coming down the stretch after, he really, really took off, so I was really impressed with him. Harvard Yard continues to train well. Tim has been happy with her throughout. Hill of Magic, my fault. As I said in the video yesterday, I should have kept her in the attacking path. Instead, I throttled her back and dropped her in behind. She just got lost looking around and rolled off stride. I should have just kept coming forward with her. But trotting great. Kathy with an eye looks better every time she goes. No pee, no poop. Good training mile yesterday. You know that she got anxious before and she urinated in the mile, which is kind of grotesque, but happens. As she matures and starts to feel more comfortable on the track, I think that will disappear. Now 2 training trips in a row she has not, but looked great. I went back and watched the video yesterday. She looked really, really good. Luck of the Dragon is good every week. You know, when Johnny doesn't really mush him and push him hard, he just looks good, and when he puts him in gear, he looks excellent. Yesterday he just trained him hard, and I thought he looked really, really good. Massive Profit continues to look great. Very happy with this colt. I just love everything about him. Now, a horse that a lot of people, I'm going to get a lot of emails about Matt's MVP and watch a lot of people try and dump shares of him. To each his own. It's your money. You bought the share. You do what you want. But as I've told everybody, I'm not concerned about these breaks. I'm sure this horse will polish up. He's had good training miles, and I'm certain he'll polish up to the horse we want him to be, just not on your schedule. So you feel free to do what you want. I'm 100% in the bandwagon of Matt's MVP and have no issues with the breaks he's making now. The breaks he's making now, he's learning from, and I hope as we get into the later parts of April into May, you'll see those disappear, and the Matt's MVP that we've been looking so hard for on a regular, consistent basis will show up. Mischievous Rose was very, very good again yesterday, trotting so hard on the end of it. She trained very, very well yesterday at Tamiko. Miss Mildred, nice easy mile for her. I like what James did with her. That's why I put James on her. You know, she sat quiet, attacked hard down the lane, did her work very, very well. Just so impressed with this filly. Miss Mildred of Tom was great again yesterday. The mouse, as I said earlier, the mouse out-sprinted the giraffe. She did her work as well as she could. Just got out-sprinted by the little filly Better Be Sawyer, pacer nonetheless. But Of Tom did her work very, very well. 1-2 Skip a Few. Now you're starting to see what I'm telling you about 1-2 Skip a Few and how talented this filly is. She's no joke. She can fly, and she was very, very good yesterday. Peanut Butter and Jelly trained good also. Continues to be kind of in the shadows of some of the pacers. I suspect one of these weeks you'll see a breakout mile from her, but she's always been good and was good again yesterday. Prairie Fire made a break. He said she just rolled off stride. I'm going to take the hobbles off him on Wednesday. I was so impressed with Prairie Fire last week, both Wednesday and Saturday, and even the way he finished up his mile yesterday. True professional. Just got to get that last little bit of a wrinkle out of him. I didn't really rewind and look to see why he made a break, but you know, Prairie Fire has been very good and was very, very strong. After that break, just an incredible mile from him. Even Procrastinator looked good yesterday. Finished up his mile. And it's not that I'm making fun of Procrastinator. I don't know what my expectations are for this horse. If you're going to put a gun to my head right now, as I said the last time, 215, 220, kick him out in the grassy field for 2-3 months and really let him grow up. I'm more worried about his immune system than his maturity. Still a little bit of mucus now and again, and he's still ass way up in the air. He's just going to be a big colt. The timing is not great to push on him. I was happy with what I saw yesterday, and Greg did a great job with him. Purple Aura looks better every week. Somebody said, gee, she looks rough going slow. Yeah, she's a big filly going through a growth spurt. First time we ever had knee boots on her was the other day. She did mark her knee up training on Wednesday, so Saturday was the first day she ever had them on. Did that play a role? I'm not sure, but when she sped up, she really flew down the lane. I thought she looked really good. Renegade Gypsy continues to look good. Yes, he was 4th or 5th yesterday, as I told you. If we're trotting as hard as we can from the head of the lane to the wire, it's very hard to make up ground, and this guy, you're just going to see him get better and better and better. Resolute Bay looked good again yesterday. No breaks. Another clean line out of him. Johnny did a great job. Rose Above It was contained barely yesterday. He was really aggressive with Johnny last week. I thought on Wednesday he was good. Yesterday he was a handful. I think we need to make a few little equipment changes, but flawless in his gait. And just, at this point, he really believes in his head he's the best horse in the universe right now. And, eventually he'll find out he's not, but he's a very, very good horse and trots really, really strong. I put him in gear a couple of times. He was all business yesterday. Rosie's Masterpiece, that was her first training mile in 10 days. Come off the shelf after getting crowd and looked really, really good. She had a splint that was crowd 10 days ago. Slim Jimmy made a little shoeing change. Mario put a set of flip-flops on him Saturday morning. Horse looked great. I said, listen, you can put whatever shoes you want on Slim Jimmy. He is going to trot. He's just a naturally gifted, gaited trotter. Just a beautiful horse. And he looked great again. Spent looked great. Got back to his winning ways. Very impressed with him. I thought I had him where I wanted him when we come out of the turn with Massive Profit. I just couldn't catch him, fair and square. So a great job by James and Brody. They had him good yesterday, and mathematically a great mile for that entire set. But Spent looked very, very good. Stonebridge Dolce did not look good yesterday. I told you how good she looked Wednesday. I told you how good she looked last Saturday. This week, Jimmy said she was running in more, so maybe put a little blister. Her hocks look really dry. She just looks, she's a big, growthy, clappy trotter, but she's got speed. When I put her in gear last Wednesday, I thought she looked awesome. I was really surprised to hear that she was on the right line a little bit more yesterday. We'll work with her and get her squared around. You're gonna have good days and bad. She had 2 real good training days and then followed them up with a lackluster one. But at the same time, I'm more worried about what's going to take place Wednesday training. Saturday's over with. Stonebridge Chicati was awesome Wednesday and good again yesterday. Geez, Mario's got this horse looking really, really good. Sweet on Pete, one of the biggest movers of the week, I guess. Won her set and looked very, very strong doing it. Johnny did a great, great job with her. 3 Point Blue Chip is who she ran down. Now, we had taken the hobbles, the weight, everything off of Sweet on Pete 3 weeks ago. She's been getting better every week since. We're going to do the exact same thing with 3 Point Blue Chip. When he went by me yesterday, his hobbles were just too tight and too much weight on up front. We got the corks off him now. He's a different horse. So let's strip him down and remake 3 Point Blue Chip, and that's what we're going to do this week. Taiwan On just continues to look better and better and better. Johnny loves this filly. I haven't sat behind her in a while. James and Johnny both love her, and they go with her full time. So Taiwan On just looks great. Tioga Sunshine was second again. Like, all these horses, I keep looking for one that was terrible, and there just isn't one. From yesterday, horrible. Just say, oh, yeah, Matt's MVP run. I don't care. I told you that before. But when I look at all these horses, I have no concerns. My biggest concerns right now are who? Matt's MVP, because people are concerned about him, and Procrastinator. Both of them were okay. Matt's MVP was good on Saturday. Last Saturday was fantastic, and Procrastinator was good this week. So the only concerns in the stable aren't really concerns. I can see a path for both of these horses. Tioga Sunshine, as I said, was good again. Finished second. Finished up strong for Amy. 1 more week in the stall for Twin B Habanero. Then he goes to the pool. Twinkle in Her Eye wasn't as great yesterday. Mario went with her again. I thought she was fantastic on Wednesday when I went with her. I'll sit behind her again this Wednesday. We'll see how she is. You Gotta Believe Mario went with him, and he was very good. He gets along great with this horse, and he looks good, this horse. Very happy with You Gotta Believe. Unbeatable Kemp didn't make my top 10 list, but was number 1 on Jimmy's top 10 list, and he went with him. He loves Unbeatable Kemp. He thinks he's our best horse. Jimmy, and I'll say it right now, Jimmy Gillespie believes that Unbeatable Kemp is the stable.ca's best horse. Good. I hope he's right. I want all of them to be good. And I'm certainly not going to say he's wrong. Wasn't in my top 10, certainly wasn't my number one, but Unbeatable Kemp looked good yesterday. Voyage of Ice and Fire looked better yesterday in my mind. I thought Voyage of Ice and Fire was ultra good yesterday. The only mistake he made was in the lap, the first half, going around before we go our mile. He was goofing off and shied away from James's whip that really he shouldn't have shied away from. We just need to get him tighten up a couple of bolts in his head. But other than that, he is very, very good. Will to Win Hanover, I gave her my number one pick both yesterday and in my top 10 overall. I think this is our best horse, and I agree with James. I think she's something special, and I hope to God that we're both right. She looked really, really good. And then World for 2 was awesome. World for 2 was awesome. You're not going to find a better looking pacer than him in March. We had a good bunch of pacers, and none of them were as good as World for 2 yesterday. I told you this horse would come on. I told everybody to keep their eye on them. I had no proof. I had no way to tell you, oh, this is why I love them. I just said when the corks come off and we get them real sound, I think you're going to see this horse come forward, and he looks great. Mario's done a good job with him. He looks fantastic. Very, very happy with yesterday's sets. I'll be back in a minute. We got to talk with the 3-year-olds and all the barns. I'll be back in just a minute.